Hey everyone, I'm Basanta from Smart Tech Guide. In this guide, I'm going to talk about GPS jamming and GPS spoofing. What is it? What are the threats? And is it possible to minimize the threat or not? Let's dive into this. First of all, GPS is called a global positioning system, and it's a US owned utility service that provides PNT data. PNT stands for positioning, navigation, and timing informations. At this point in time, GPS runs entire world, including from transportation, shipping and deliveries all the way to walking and driving around the towns. And also it synchronize your digital clock, mobile phone, or everything you own, every digital device that you own. It's used for the timing synchronization. The system consists of three major segments. One is the space segment, also called satellites, that handles everything on the space side. And another is control segment, that's the Earth station that controls satellite. And another, the last piece is user segment. For example, your phone or any GPS device available in the market, that comes into the user segment. The first two are developed, managed and operated by US government, US Air Force. The first two is space and the control segments, and the last one is everyone uses, like phone or any GPS device. We use every day for commute or for anything like looking up the direction, like that. What is GPS jamming? GPS jamming is kind of signal that block the GPS signals. It's basically the same frequency as the GPS signal, which is 1575.42 megahertz, and it's targeted towards the GPS transponder. Transponder is like your phone. If you are using phone as a GPS, that's your GPS transponder. If you get the same signal from the jamming device, you won't be able to notice the actual GPS signal, and your phone cannot calculate PNT data due to that interference. So think of you are in urgent need of the GPS for the navigation, and you got jammed by some jammer. It's illegal, but somehow you got jammed, and then your device cannot calculate GPS positions, and it doesn't show you navigation. You are stuck in some place. Or think of like you call Uber and it should been to your place, but because of jamming, Uber driver doesn't get any direction and he is stuck into different place. You don't get the Uber. This is everyday life scenario that may happen with GPS jamming. And another simple example that can jam the GPS device is the same frequency, 1575.42 megahertz interference. It can be small self-contained transmitter device that generates the same frequency, and if it's generated nearby your device, then your device won't be able to calculate GPS positions, so it can't calculate any navigation information. Another term, GPS spoofing. What is it? Signal from satellite, GPS satellites are spoofed to send false data. It's like sending the false data to your device and blocking the original data, kind of. or kind of altering the GPS data to send you the false location information. It can prevent device from getting accurate location or any location at all. That means you may be getting the wrong location information. For example, if you are in Japan, you may be getting United States location if someone spoof your location, or you may not get the location at all. And the more advanced technology, it's easier for a hacker to hack and trick into the people's. Just for example, nowadays we have so much common in email, phone, and text message scam. Just like those things, GPS scam is also the another dimension in the scamming area. It's coming like it's a challenge of this technology and future. Example, think of the scenario that you are expecting some delivery from delivery man, but the delivery driver gets spoofed with the false address information, false position information using the GPS, of course, and then delivery driver actually delivers to the false wrong location that is falsified using the GPS spoofing method. There is one article from Mark Harris that covers similar incident that happened in Shanghai, China in last summer, where the identity of resting ship on the deck was probably be stolen by unauthorized illegal ship using this method. I'll refer that link in the description section. You may feel free to read on that. Let me show you the sample video from the same article. This basically shows how the signals are shown in the area of the spoofing. This particular area was spoofed at the time, and the signal are randomized and spoofed to show wrong information. GPS jamming and spoofing, which one is more severe? Both are illegal, of course. It's not legal to use both things in any country. And in case of jamming, you can use your manual intuitive motives to calculate and to navigate through, because you know that GPS is not calculating your giving you any information. In case of jamming, GPS can't calculate anything. It won't be able to because of the interference. But in contrast with spoofing, you won't even notice that GPS is getting wrong information. It gets the information, but it gets false information, and it calculates and give you the wrong information, wrong location or anything, and wrong timing, and that's huge problem. You cannot use your manual intuitives like you may be if you are too much familiar in the location, but if you are in total new place, you may not calculate on your own. You need navigation support, and if that happens, then that's huge problem. Another example is all the airplanes and ships around the world use GPS navigation as a primary source for the navigation, and if they got the jamming signal, in that case pilots or driver may be able to navigate using the manual motives, manual intuition, but if they got false data, they won't even notice it's false information, and they go into wrong destination, maybe wrong side, and maybe two airplane collide each other. Anything happen. That's a huge risk for the navigation and even timing and everything. Is it possible to get rid of the threat? Yes, of course, there are ways it can be minimized, but it's not what we can do as a user, but it should be handled from the government and the GPS unit manufacturer, and they need to work on the cross industry standard to deal with this kind of threat. Couple of things that can be worked to minimize the threat is system diversity. For example, instead of just using one system like GPS, it can use multiple system like GLONASS, that's a Russian navigational satellite system, and QJSS, that's a Japanese navigational satellites, and there are so many more from China and some other country. Any user component, user segment transponder, if that uses multiple system and calculates the GPS signals and position PNT data, then it's more safer than using the single system. Another is using spectral diversity. Like I mentioned before, GPS runs on the 1575.42 MHz signal. If GPS if it can be run with multiple frequencies instead of just one frequency, if PNT data is transmitted on different frequencies, then GPS transponder or the user segment can use multiple frequency to calculate exact information rather than just using one information. In that case, both jamming and spoofing are more limited, and it's more difficult for the hackers or spoofers to do that. Another one is zero trust architecture. It's a new term, but it's basically PNT, any user segment that calculates PNT information should not rely totally on the GPS signal, but it should validate the signal whether it's correct or not on its own. What that means is GPS device, your phone or any other GPS device should be capable of calculating at certain degrees so that it can validate whether the signal coming in is correct or not. These are the main approach can be implemented for minimizing these kind of threats. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and share my channel and videos, like my Facebook page, and don't forget to click on the bell icon next to subscribe button to get notified of my future videos. If you haven't watched my previous videos, go ahead and watch. Feel free to comment if you like to know something or have feedback for me. Until next video, have a good time. Bye bye.